चारुचित्रं धनं मेरुतुल्यं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे मनश्चे.
Rural rejuvenation, action for rural rejuvenation is mainly aimed at rejuvenating the human spirit. When I say human spirit, I don't know how many of you have you walked through a village recently? You have? If you walk through any village, today what you will see is almost 60% of the male population. Leave the women, you cannot really talk about the women because their condition is much worse. 60% of the male population, you will see they have not physically grown to their full stature. Have you noticed this? Yes or no? When your physical body does not grow to its full stature, definitely your brain also will not grow to full stature. Or in other words, we are producing a whole generation of useless people, underdeveloped people. That could be the tragedy for humanity, isn't it? If we don't even produce, maybe we cannot educate them, maybe we cannot provide them this and that, but if we do not even produce full-grown human beings, then that is going to be a huge tragedy in the next generation. 25 years ago, this was not the reality. 25 years ago, the economic condition was worse. Their homes were worse, their clothing was worse. Today, there is potable water in every village, which was not so 25 years ago. Today, they're riding mopeds instead of walking or cycles, they're using tractors instead of bullocks, they have buses instead of bullock carts, all these things have happened. But 25 years ago, men were able-bodied. Have you seen this? Have you seen this happening? 25 years ago, they had nothing, but they were able-bodied. They worked hard and they eat what they have to eat, and they were able-bodied. Today, almost 60% of the male population is not able-bodied. This is not a small tragedy. This is like we are destroying the future generation of people. This has happened. One reason is all the evils of market economy has touched the villages, but the benefits of market economy has not gone anywhere near the village. Another main aspect is the traditional means of support that a rural population had, the psychological support that they had all the time, that fabric of tradition and culture has been broken, has been punctured very badly, torn, but no new system has come to replace it. Simple things. It's very difficult for people who have not really been involved with life there to understand these simple things. For example, see, for a farmer, especially for an Indian farmer, because it's a whole emotional thing for him, he's not looking at it as an enterprise. See, farming was never looked at as an enterprise. It is a very different kind of involvement. The earth that he walks on is not just his work, it's his mother, it's his goddess, it's his everything. That's how it's always been. Just to walk freely on the land. Just 15 years ago, you could walk through anybody's land, isn't it? But today, it's all barbed wire fenced. You cannot walk through land. What is the problem if you cannot walk through land, can't you walk on the road? This may be the logical argument, but that's not how it is. It breaks his psyche, simply because he cannot walk on the land, simply because he cannot feel, and simply feel free walking along the land. It is difficult for city people to understand what this means, just walking through the land, what it means to him. For example, South India, let's say Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, these states, when the mango season comes, the mango is in everything. The mango is in our stomach, the mango is on our clothes, the mango is around our mouth, the mango is in our head. It is cooked, it is cut, it is eaten, it is anything. If you want to fight, you throw a mango at somebody. That's how… it is a whole culture by itself, it's not just a fruit. 15 years ago, you could walk into anybody's garden, pluck a mango and eat it, it was not a crime. Only if you fill your bag, it's a crime. If you pluck a mango and eat it, was not a crime, isn't it? But today, it's all barbed wire fenced. Every mango goes to the market. And when it again comes back to village, each mango costs 10 rupees, 15 rupees, which anyway he is never going to eat. So, the children and the adults, they see mangoes hanging, but they never eat it. It is not a small thing. What is there if I don't eat a mango? If you were born somewhere else, you wouldn't eat a mango at all. That's not the point. But it is so deep. The stories that they heard as children were mangoes, the songs that they sang were mangoes, and now the mango is always hanging there but you cannot eat it. It is not a small thing, it just destroys the spirit of the human being. Things that he did very proudly just 10 years ago, today he's ashamed of it. Like, let's say just now in January there was Pongal festival. If Pongal came, the two bulls that you had, you painted them garishly and took them out with great pride, your painted bull. But today, because he went to 5th class or 6th class in the school, he's ashamed of taking these bulls on the street. He will watch Pongal on the television. All these kind of things, little things, which have broken the spirit. The only two things that are keeping the village population going is most unrealistic cinema and cheap alcohol. These are the only two things which are keeping the village spirit going still. Today in Tamil Nadu, almost 80% of the male population over 16 years of age is drinking alcohol either intermittently or regularly. Because cheap alcohol is available, produced by the government to avoid bootlegging or whatever. 6-7 rupees you get a sachet. You know it's in plastic covers now? Yes, the rack is in the rack is in plastic covers. If 10 men are working anywhere in a rural area, at 5 o'clock in the evening you will see a bicycle with plastic sachets of this hard liquor. It's like how kadleka used to be sold, how groundnut or peanut used to be sold, like that arak is being sold. And it is available on credit, they will come home and collect the money, all the services are available. And they are drinking this hard arak, very hard brew. There is no sufficient food to sustain this kind of alcohol in the body. So when the man drinks this, tomorrow morning he has no spirit to get up and go to work. Now he wants to kick his wife, kill his children, throw everything on the street or do something. It's very natural, When the man has no physical strength or inclination to go and do physical work, if he has to do it, slowly he gets frustrated and after some time feels defeated. This is slowly setting into the rural population in a big way. So action for rural rejuvenation is mainly aimed towards rejuvenating their spirit. But if you just go and talk about it, it won't work. So it is going in many forms. This has been meticulously thought out. This project has been laid out for 12 to 15 years ahead. We've been planning this for last 12 years. Now we have dedicated volunteers in every district in Tamil Nadu. These 54,000 villages with 60 million people. If we go by our plan, in about 10 to 12 years, we could make a huge difference in their lives, we know that. We have the necessary technology and the tools. It just needs resources and people to make it happen. First it is going… the initial phase of the project is going as a mobile medical dispensary loaded on a truck chassis with a qualified doctor who is trained in alternative medicine. With yoga teachers and others, the doctor treats infections and those kind of things. All the chronic ailments and other kind of ailments that people create for themselves, he's referring them to yoga teachers and free yoga classes in those villages. We have started games in the villages. You must see what games do to the village people. Most of them have never played a game in their life, especially the women. They have never played a game in their life, even as children. Now you make them play, you won't believe, it's like fire. The whole village is on fire, you'll have tears in your eyes just seeing the way they're playing. We have used just simple mode of playing with devastating impact in the prisons. Hardcore criminals, you will see, we'll get them to play a game. In 10 minutes they're like little children, screaming and jumping and running and whatnot. They forgot all their criminal nature. We are also bringing in volleyball courts for men and throwball courts for ladies in every village. And inter-village tournaments are being organized. Herbal gardens have been raised in many villages now, so that people can use herbal remedies for their day-to-day ailments. Allopathic system of medicine is simply unsustainable for Indian population. If you have to buy one tablet, it is going through a generic manufacturer, then a regular branded manufacturer, then a dealer, then another sub-dealer, then they come here, the local medical store. By the time it comes through all these people, it's too expensive. If you get something as simple as a common cold, it would cost 30–40 rupees to go to the doctor. The lowest village doctor charges 3 rupees or 5 rupees for prescription or whatever. It'll cost 30–40 rupees, which is 40% of your day's income, which you're not willing to spend. It is simply unsustainable. I am not talking about cancer or AIDS or something like this. In India, if you get cancer, it's better you die. Instead of selling your property and extending your life by another 2 years, it's better to die, it's more sensible to die, isn't it so? Only the richer class of the society can afford treatment for such things. The rural people, if you get cancer, it's simply wiser to die. There is no point extending your life by 1 year or 2 years. By the time you're done with this treatment, everything that you have is sold. I'm just talking about simple things. Even today, people are dying of gastroenteritis. Many women are dying of urinary infections. The way they are made, the culturally and emotionally, the way they are made, they would rather die than be examined by a male doctor. Without going for examination, without going for treatment, so many people are getting into so much complications, many deaths also happen because of this. Hundreds of children every year in Tamil Nadu are losing their vision for as simple a problem as conjunctivitis. 2 drops of antibiotic would change the situation, but those 2 drops don't fall into their eyes on time, they scratch their eyes out. These things could be avoided, isn't it? Maybe this cancer, these AIDS, these things, we cannot handle it. But these things can definitely be handled. Now, initially we want the trucks to go, the second phase we want to set up in every village a 2-acre plot with a yogashala, with a gymnasium, with a library, in bigger villages a computer center, a throwball court for ladies, a volleyball court for men and a herbal garden. This is a unit that has been planned, which people can sponsor. We are asking people outside the country and within the country to sponsor units like this so that they will be managed by a dedicated person. For every 3-4 villages, if we have a center like this, where people can come, do their little bit of yoga, gymnasium, what I have seen is, when I worked with some of the slum dwellers way back, I just started a gymnasium. Almost 80% of the population was drinking in the evenings. The moment I started a gymnasium and got all the youth into it, over 70% of them gave up drinking. Now they're all looking at their muscle, Simple things which are missing. A gymnasium in a village, such a thing has not happened, isn't it? There used to be a time when there used to be old garadis in the villages, but no more. Have you seen a gymnasium in any village? I don't see. It's all gone out. There used to be old games, horse cart racing, bullock cart racing, everything has died. No spirit. The government has many schemes. I met the rural development minister in the center, the deputy prime minister, and when we looked at what we could do, they're giving me out all kinds of wonderful schemes that the government has. Well thought out schemes, not just superficial stuff. Really, people have applied themselves and made all these schemes, budget is allocated for it. Previous year, 14,000 crores was allotted for rural development and more than 60% of it went unused. This year they have allotted 40,000 crores and I'm sure 70% or 80% will go unused. So much money for the village and it goes unused as if there is nothing to be done. There is so much to be done, but it is going unused because people have lost their spirit. Therefore, anyway, nothing happens. This has set into their minds. So for every 1,000 population, we are setting up 5 youth volunteers who will help the village in making use of the schemes that the government has. The government has money. You just have to provide 10% seed money. 90% is given by the government and the work happens. But people have no spirit to do this. Now these 5 volunteers, we want to take care of them. We want to take care of their life, their food, their clothing. Simple basic necessities if we take care, there are many youth who are willing to do. In India, people are claiming unemployment, I can't believe it. There is so much to be done in this country, how can anybody be unemployed? You're looking for some fancy job, that's why you're unemployed, isn't it? There is too much to be done in the nation, isn't it? When you say it is a developing country, that means there is a lot to be done. How can anybody be unemployed? So, this all involves enormous amount of funds, people. The volunteers are doing a fantastic job. This is just 4 months old now, the project, since we launched it. It is going very well. We have 3 trucks running now and we have 27 in the making. So we'll have about 30 trucks running in the next few months. By the end of next year, we are thinking of 100 trucks. Now each truck costs us about 1.25 lakhs per month, the medicine, the doctor, the driver and the whole works. That means if 100 trucks are running, it's 1.25 crores per month, just expenses. We have appealed to the pharmaceutical companies and others to subsidize the medicine because medicine is being given free or give it free. They're coming forth, no big thing has happened, but all of them are looking at it, some of the major companies are considering it. We have appealed to the automobile companies to give us free trucks so that it could be employed. People are looking at it, but still nothing has really happened, we are still buying the vehicles. This is not any one organization's project. This is everybody's project. Unless they take it up, it won't happen. See, in the next 10 to 12 years, we need about maybe $1 to $1.5 billion to put this in place. It may seem like big money, but it is not. In terms of the resources that we have, in terms of the money that is being wasted on so many things, it is nothing. For 60 million people, $1.5 billion making a difference in their life is nothing. We are spending it on arms, we are spending it on alcohol, we are spending it on cigarettes, we are spending it on so many things which are life negative. It is just these things have not happened not because we lack resources. These things have not happened because we never cared enough. We always thought somebody else's suffering is somebody else's suffering. It's possible to do it. We have the means to do it. The necessary support happens, it should happen. We must see a big difference in the next 10 years.
चन्द्रशेखर चन्द्रशेखर पाहि मां चन्द्रशेखर 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 रक्ष मां रत्नसानुशरा